Overview. Hand and wrist placement refers to the transitional hand movements in which the entire hand wrist moves in order to more comfortably and effectively press keys. Um, the fifth finger or pinky should experience the most amount of extension when an action is called to it, and the rate of acceleration for each finger should be different depending on the dominant hand and other factors. Wrist and hand motion for my second finger, the maximum velocity was 0.16 meters per second. For my first finger and my thumb, the maximum velocity was 0.25 meters per second. Quicker than the second finger just because it has less distance to travel and it was hovering over its intended target or the spacebar, and it's an extremely comfortable movement. Maximum velocity for my fifth finger was 0.04 meters per second. This might look like it's incorrect, but while typing, I realized that I do not utilize or use my fifth fingers or pinkies for their determined tasks, and my ring finger actually usually takes over for them. Total times my thumbs hit the spacebar in the last 2 minutes was 31 times. The right thumb accounted for all spacebar hits. Wrist and hand movement. My right wrist movement showed a distance of 10.81 inches. This number would actually be higher, but my hand went off the screen, um, or out of view of the camera, and so this is the highest result, I guess you could say, that I was able to find. Um, no usable data for my left wrist just because the movement in my left wrist is just it was unmeasurable. It was I don't my hands are very large and my fingers are very long, so I don't have to use my left or I don't have to move my left hand or wrist nearly as much to type. Um, Other observations, like I said, large hands, long fingers, so I don't have to move my hands nearly as much, and they stay in the same place generally. I do not use my pinkies as I should. The only time I do use them is when they're hovering over uh, the intended key. If I were to move or if I was supposed to move my pinky to click a button or a key, my ring finger would take over. I'm very right hand dominant. My right thumb is the thumb that hits the spacebar 100% of the time. My velocities followed the kinematics of the fingers and hands during computer keyboard use suggested would happen. Right hand velocities were much faster than left hand. I need to improve on utilizing my whole hand and fingers. I can improve by slowing down my typing speeds, relearning how to type, and to learn correctly how to use all my fingers. References